Troops burned tires, poisonous chemicals, and human waste.
We owe you. You're the backbone, you're the steel, you're the sinew, you're the very fiber that makes this country what it is. This law is long overdue, but we finally got it done together.
The issue's personal for the president. His son, Bo, died of brain cancer years after serving in Iraq.
There is breaking news. You actually could qualify for a one-time direct deposit. So many Americans are ready to receive this much-needed stimulus check. Several states have already approved a new plan that will affect the cost of the pump. And now the residents of Colorado can expect to start the new year off strong, thanks to a payment they'll receive at the end of the year. This cashback program will give taxpayers who filed their taxes by October a payment of $750. This is a huge stimulus check that will help out so many people, because the payment will be for state residents who filed an extension. The first round of payments was for people who had filed their 2021 taxes by June 30th, which were paid to residents by September 30th. To be eligible for this payment, residents of the Centennial State must be 18 or older, and be residents of Colorado for the entire 2021 income tax year, and have filed a state income tax return for 2021 or applied for a property tax or a rent rebate. And anybody who was a resident of Colorado for the entirety of 2021 and has since moved away can still receive this check as long as they filed their taxes before June 30th. And now, due to better than expected revenue projections and escalating inflation, the state of Illinois passed the annual increase in gas taxes and its tax on grocery items for a period of time. But both levies will make their return in 2023. In fact, the inflation-based gas tax increase could occur twice within a 6-month span, while the grocery tax will return this summer. As part of the state's 2023 fiscal year budget, a mandatory increase in the gas tax that was tied to inflation was delayed by 6 months. That number turned out to be 8.2%. And as a result, Illinois motorists will see a fuel tax increase of roughly 3 cents a gallon, bringing the total tax fuel on unleaded gas to 42 cents per gallon. The annual inflation-based increase in the state's gas tax goes into effect on July 1st each year because of the Rebuild Illinois Infrastructure Bill, which passed the General Assembly in 2019. Prior to that, the state's gas tax had been locked at 19 cents a gallon for nearly 20 years. But that bill increased the tax to 38 cents a gallon in an effort to fund infrastructure projects around the state. Annual increases were also put into place with the bill, with a tax tied to the CPI's annual increase. Under terms of the state's 2023 fiscal year budget, the tax increase for fiscal year 2024 will still go into effect, meaning that motorists could see 2 fuel tax increases in the same year. That budget also suspended the state's tax on grocery items for 1 period of years, and that will make a 1% tax on returns for anything from July 1st, 2023 until next year, 2024. Another form of help is being sent to Americans in northern states like Rhode Island, but the families who want to apply for these $750 checks must have filed the necessary form to do so. Because according to state officials, if you file the paperwork and meet the requirements, you will get this check. In one of the most recent budget plans that passed, a rebate for Rhode Island families was included. The payment will be $250 for a qualifying child and a maximum of 3 children that will get up to $750 per household. The governor believes supporting children and parents is an essential way to keep the economy growing. I agree, folks. I agree that stimulus payments should be sent out, and stimulus checks are important for the people that need it. So, Joe Biden should do something right now.
Hold back so many of our children from that promise of equal opportunity. Disparities in education, disparities in economic opportunity, disparities in housing and healthcare and more. Disparities that have existed and persisted for generations. And disparities that the leaders here in Oakland are fighting to address. In the coming years, thanks to the vision of Mayor Libby Schaaf and so many who are here today, leaders from both the public and the private sector, soon this beautiful city will give every graduating Oakland public school student from low-income families a $1,000 per year scholarship to attend college or learn a trade. And Oakland will also deposit $500 into a college savings account for every single baby born into a low-income family in Oakland, which means from birth, thousands of children in this city will be given a nest egg. And as they grow, so will that investment. When they turn 18, this will help them as a down payment on their education and on their future, which, by the way, is our future. And it will help. And in the process of maximizing our collective future, this will also help our nation, by example, to do what we must do to close the wealth gap in our country, the education gap in our country, and the opportunity gap that still exists in far too many communities. This work, of course, is grounded in the concept of equity, which we all know and understand. Equity it's about understanding that the reality is not everybody starts out on the same base. So when we talk about equality, well, that's a good.
The inflation rate is actually rising again, and this is not good news, everybody. This could mean executive action this time, and from Biden and other lawmakers in Congress. Actually, several lawmakers support $2,000 Ford stimulus checks, so hopefully this time they can get it done. Progressives in Congress are advocating for $2,000 payments every month at least until the crisis is over. More than 50 House Democrats led by Representative Omar sent a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris urging their administration to go back on recurring direct cash payments. The group of lawmakers suggests that monthly payments be directed to those who need the most and will spend it the fastest. The letter also said many families can't afford to wait for 8 months between payments, and to truly build back better, families have to have stability and certainty through this ongoing relief. But some experts are pushing back on the idea of a monthly stimulus check, even though I totally disagree, because everybody needs a stimulus payment right now, and I mean everybody. Omar pointed to pilot programs in various places across the country that provided guaranteed income to some Americans. Omar said that the United States should become the top leader in measuring and safeguarding our people's economic well-being, saying her bill would actually be a start in that direction. The program, if the legislation were to pass, would not immediately begin sending out checks to most Americans. Instead, it will create a grant program, which the U.S. said will become a pilot program of guaranteed income across the country. The program will be studied from 2023 to 2027 to see if it actually works. And then the legislation will provide about $1,200 a month to people making $75,000 a year. And now the head of households with an income of $112,000 will receive as well $1,200 of the program, and $600 provided for each child. And not only that, but inflation is coming down, it's cooling down in the United States.